Right. I hope you can hear me clearly. So let's move from the point we have stopped. So like the first question of the second. Description of different malware, malicious softwares labeled with letter A to D, and the list of different malwares are given in the first and the second column of the following label respectively. However, the description and the malware are not in the correct order. Match the correct malware from the second column to the description given in the first column. Write down the letter of the description and the correct malware in your answer book. Yes. So we can put it, or like we can connect the dots that we want. So like present itself as harmless and enters without the knowledge of the user and then could steal and or delete data. Yeah. So like that can be taken as a spyware or like a Trojan horse. So this is coming with a spyware. Collects information about bank accounts or electronic accounts using emails and steal cash deposits by deceiving the user. Yes, that's what we call phishing. The unauthorized email either related to the advertisements about the product or from an unknown person. Collect email addresses and they are used unlawfully. Yes, so like can be taken it as the spam. Part B, are capable of acting and spreading alarm using email attachments, false websites, and instant messages. That means the phishing. Right, so this is what we call computer worm. Right, so let's refer the marking scheme to see how the corrections are done. Yes. So this is the way they have given you the answers. For A, it's spyware. B, it's phishing. C, it's spam. And D, it's computer worms. So like 2 marks if you got it correctly. Right, and yeah, the second part is talking about write down 2 methods for the proper disposal of electronic waste. Yeah, they are talking about proper disposal, right? So for that reason, they have taken the reuse and recycle, not reduce being taken. Because reducing is not disposing people. So the technique of being limiting the usage, right? So because of that, disposal is not given the marks. Only the reuse or the recycle will be given. Okay. So the next question, part B is saying write down any 3 recommended correct postures a user should adopt in order to minimize the adverse effects such as computer vision syndrome, carpal tunnel syndrome, and the repetitive stress increase related to the ICT. They are asking 3 recommended correct postures, right? So you can give answers like this. I'll go with the marking scheme. So any of these things. Correct eye level, these kind of things can be taken. So any 3 of these things. If you got any alternative answers, just let me know, people, through the chat. So I will tell you whether it is a correct one or not. They have recommended you these answers, so if you got it, no doubt you can have the marks. Right. Then the part C. The question is, consider the following scenario. Right? It says an information technology manager of a company is also an active member of a voluntary organization which support families of low income for education, healthcare, etc. Without the knowledge of the authorities of the company, he provides a list of email addresses of leading businessmen who are customers of his company to the voluntary organization in order to contact them for fundraisings. Briefly explain why the act of the IT manager is unethical. Yeah, it is unethical because people, even though the intention was pure or like correct one, we can't take someone else's private details and give to some other party without having the permission of the original party. So that is why it's going to be an unethical, right? So you can provide these kind of reasons for that being unethical. Right, so 1 mark for that. And 3 marks for the early question paper. 1 for 1 illness for the problems. Okay, so the part D, the computer hardware in an office are completely destroyed by a fire, and as a result, some important data is in the storage device have been lost forever. Briefly explain the precautionary steps that could have been taken to avoid this loss of data. So, in simple terms, it should have taken a backup. Right? So, backup will always facilitate you, right? When you have a backup. So, your answer should go on that manner. So these answers should be there. Right? Should not be in this very same value of the words. You can have these synonyms, but this idea should be there and the underlying keywords should be there. Right. So that's the end of the second question. See how much you got out of 10. And let me know as well. Yes, Satrika, that can be taken as an answer. Dinelka, that's a good mark. Keep it up. Others, how about the marks? Oh, Sastrika, that's a very good mark. Chanuri, very good mark. Okay. So moving to the third question. Each of the following statement has a blank space. Identify the most suitable term to fill in the blank space from the three options given within the brackets. At the end of the statement, write down the question number and the relevant term in your answer book. Okay, the first one is, in addition to the internet connection, blank is an essential component to publish a website. So, yeah, so they're asking the correct word, the content management software, web host, web user group. In addition to the internet connection, yeah. Yes, web host should be the answer. So you have the internet connection, you have the host, you should have the domain and all these things. Not the web user groups, not the content management software. They are just there to build the what we are thinking about. And for part B, blank is used to create in dynamic websites. Yes, definitely a CMS, content management software. All right. And text, images, and sounds are component of website or a web content. Dongwei balagena, perlu dongwei. Okay, dongwei balagena dong. Okay. Right, part D. Oh, oops. Little one is messing with the keyboard. No, no. I need this. Tati need that, huh? Amiga, oh, amiga. Paper, just a second. Right, part D says regular updating of a website is an important part of the maintenance, right? So it's an important part of maintenance. Okay, let's cross check with the marking scheme. Yeah. Yes, first one web host, second one content management software, third one web content, fourth one maintenance. So 2 marks. For each part, it's going to be 0.5 marks. Right. So the HTML part. So as you could see, like it has the heading. It's a header tag. It must be a header tag and center line. They got a picture over here. So the image, and it has a particular type of caption. Right, and you have a paragraph p tag, which are justified. and the table. Right, and the table caption. And I think this is a hyperlink. Right, so it should be written accordingly. Human element conflict. Now that is in the head part, so the one should be titled. Right, and inside the body, there are 3, 4, 2. So yeah, so this one, fourth one, definitely the contact, because it is using the face variable. Right, the third one, it's going to be center align. And yeah, what could be the second? Let's see when we are referring to the market. Right, and the this is of course IMG, this particular one. And where do we have here? 60 is going to be the paragraph, detail. The seventh line equals seems to be justified. This could be justified. Yeah, those are the ones. So let's cross check how it is going on. So first one is title, second and third with H2 in any of them 2 marks, without H2 1 mark. Yeah, second and the third, it seems to be the mistake. So for second, you can take H2. 1 mark is given. Then the font SRC, fifth one SRC. Fifth one, let me see. IMG. Yeah, we only seen this. This is SRC, yes. Right, so see how much you got it correctly. So this is 8 marks for that. Right. Okay, Utame, well done. Others, how about your total marks? Third one, no, third one, like it has been omitted, Putan, so we can't say it is fraction because we can't. Let me check for it later. So here they have gone with like Either the second or the third needs to be H2. So if you got it in any of those, so the full marks is given. Right, Shanuri, that's great. Okay, Sasrita, very well done. Okay, so let's move to the next question. This is the fourth one, the Excel one. People, just give me 5 minutes. I'll be right back. Okay, Eva, really sorry for the emergency situation. So yes, they have to discuss the spreadsheet question. Right. So in the fourth one, it says the given spreadsheet segment shows the distribution of monthly tea price for the year 2015. So it has three columns. The month is given, the price is given, the price difference is not given, but the name, the column has name. So like, yeah, there are some months which are in the 2015 and 1 month is there, which is indicated in 2014. And the prices are there. And it's it's some particular representation where they have cut down the middle part. So because this is from 1 to 5 and this is from 14 to 16, right? So there is a part which is at the middle. Anyway, so like the questions are asked, a formula of the form of function cell 1 column cell 2 is written in cell B16. B16 means over here. To calculate and display the average price of the tea for the year 2015. Write down the relevant terms for function 1, cell 1 and cell 2. Yes. So the function is going to be the average function. So it should be written like equal average colon. So if they are talking about year 2015, so that means you are going to take the range starting from this cell. The above cell is not belongs to the 215. So it is from B4 colon goes up to until B15, which gives you the answer for the first one. And the price difference of the average monthly price for the month of the December is calculated as follows. Price difference December and price equals price December minus price November. A formula of the form of function equal function 2 cell 3 cell 4 is written in cell C15 to display the price difference for December 2015. So write down the relevant terms for the function 2, cell 3 and cell 4. Like it's been a little bit new thing. We are asked to represent a subtraction using a function. So we really don't know a name to do a subtraction, but we can do it using the sum function. So the second part can be written like this, equal sum. Excuse me. So price of December, the price of November should be subtracted by price of December. So price of November is over here. This is the price of December. So we can write it like this. B15 comma minus B14. So two cell reference are given. B14 reference is given with the minus 1. So it will do the sum. And what will happen is it will add B15 and the minus value of B14. So it will give you the difference. So the answer should be like that. Third one is asking what would be the formula displayed in cell C4 if the formula in cell C15 is copied to cell C4. Yeah, they are talking about cell C4 right over here. If the formula in cell C15, the one that we written over here. Right, so this is going to be copied to over here. So here we have this particular one equal sum B15 comma minus B14. Right, so accordingly, if it is being copied to over here, it's going to be equal sum. The B15 will be converted into B4 because here the 15 is in the 15th. 15 is in the 15th row. So in it moves will be 4th row, so 15 will become 4. And comma minus B3. That will be the answer. Right. And the fourth part is asking name 2 appropriate chart types available in spreadsheet software which show the variations in the average monthly price of tea for the year 2015. So we can easily tell it, it's column and bar chart. Column chart and the bar chart. What cell range would you use for the horizontal axis to draw the chart in your answer info above? Yeah, so like here, it says name 2 appropriate chart types available in the spreadsheet software to show the variations in the average monthly price of tea for the year 2015. They are asking about the horizontal axis, that means the x-axis. So if we are drawing a particular chart, so this side is going to be months in 2015, and this will indicate the value or the monthly price, right? So they are talking about horizontal axis, so it's going to be months of 2015. The cell range is going to be, it's from A4 to A15. Am I correct? Is it A4? Yes. Yeah. So the particular cell range is going to be A4 or an A15. Right. Okay. Let's see how the marking is done. Yeah, this is the way it happened. So you can mark accordingly. For the first equation, 3 marks. The second part, it is 1 mark. And they have given the marks if that question has been attempted, right? So like, since the -1 was a new thing for the students, they have given the marks for the second and the third if you have attempted. And the chart types are given bar, line, and column. The fifth one, it's A4 colon A15 or B4 colon B15. Any one of those. 2 marks is for that. Okay, who got 10 out of 10? Oh, well done, Udamya. And Dinelka, well done. No, Sasvika, you can't write average as AVG. There is no function called AVG with the name of AVG. It should be average, AVERAG. Always. Max means sum, they are just 3-letter words, but not the average. Okay, moving to the next question. The database one. Okay, Sasrika, that's a good mark. And fifth one, it says a school band has a collection of instruments and they are lent to these students who do not have instruments but want to be part of the school band. School band maintains a database to manage the lending of the instruments to the students. The database contains table as given below. So they have instrument table which has instrument ID, the instrument and the date of receipt. That's for the very first time, I guess. And the student table contains the SID, name, and the grade. The borrowing table contains the date. I think it's the borrowed date, and the item ID and SID to indicate which item has been taken by the which student, right? So the first one, it is having with two primary key fields and their respective table names in the above database. Yes, what we can easily say is IID for the instrument table and SID for the student table can be taken, right? And when it comes to the borrowing table, we can't just say IID, it has been repeated. We can't say SID, again it is repeated. And even by mistakenly, if you say IID and SID, even IID and SID is also repeated over here. All right, so when you are trying to figure out a primary key, it's better you propose all three things in the borrowing table, right? Fortunately, you are not asked to write the borrowing tables primary keys. You are asked to write any two primary keys. So easy thing is IID and SID. Part B says write down the updated rows. I'm sorry. The school band receives a donation of 2 new drums on 2nd of December 2016. What table or tables need to be updated in the database? So if it is a new item, then definitely the instrument table needs a new record. Right? Since it is not being borrowed by anyone, so no records in the in this case, no new records to the borrowing table, and as well as no new records to the student table as well. Right, so the table name is the instrument table. Instrument table. And the updated record for the row, that's going to be like what, 1004. And what they are donating is wrong. And the updated days, um, 2nd of December 2016. So right. So likewise, it needs to be updated. The part B says write down the updated rows of the table in the database. Okay. So yeah. So we have said what kind of a table that needs to be updated, and we have said like how we are going to insert the data accordingly. In the third part, it says someone joins the band on 8th December 2016 and borrowed a trumpet. On yeah, sorry for that. My connection got a little problem suddenly. Yes. So like in part rates asked, the updated row is written over here for this part. In part 3, it is asking someone joins the band on 8th of December 2016 and borrow a trumpet on the same day. So if someone joins the band in 2016, 8th of December 2016, so yeah, we have to have a new record over here. So like they haven't given any SID, so we can say like 006 or any particular ID which is not these two. So then this is something, and the grade there. No grade is there. Like you can propose any particular grade, or when you can keep it empty. And again, it says he borrowed a trumpet on the same day. Yeah. So if he is borrowing a trumpet, we got two trumpets over here. This one and this one. Both, one is given at 1 1 to 15 and the other one is given at 1 6 to 15. So, yes, trumpet belongs to the 1003. Both the trumpets are taken for the moment. Right, so what we can do? It's the December, maybe. Or maybe since it is December, far away, maybe, so we can put it like this: 8, 12, 16, 1003, since it is a trumpet, S006, since the ID of the student is S006. Yes, and let's see how it's shown inside the marking scheme. Yeah. Yeah, this is the first one. For the instrument table, it's IID. For the student table, it's SID. Right, and second one, you are given 2 marks for this. 3 marks, 1.5, 3 marks for this. And the second one, it's just the instrument table. So, oh my God, have they said 2 drums? I think I missed that. Oh yes, 2 drums, 2 new drums. So you must have 2 new records, something like this. Right. And yeah, for that, 2 marks for each correct line. And yeah, this is the last one. So the student table and the borrowing table should be updated. Right. And yeah, and the part B, this is the way it has taken, like they say any SID can be managed. So either you can go with the S0, I001 or with I002. You can't purchase both the things together. Right, and right. So to do that, 1 mark, 1 mark, and 1 mark. Yes. Yeah. So altogether 3 marks, isn't it? Right. Yes. So here you got 2 marks. Here you got 1 mark. Another 1 mark. Okay. Here you got 1 mark. Previous 3 marks, 4 marks together. Here we have given another mark as well. Go to equals 2, they have said. Right, so how much? 3 plus 1 is 4, 4 plus 2 is 6. Right, and this is going to give you 2 marks for the explanation. Yeah, 1 mark and 1 mark. Yes. See how much you got out of 10. Yeah, people, another kind reminder. You don't need to pay for these 2 weeks, which we are spending for the before the O levels, right? So only 2 weeks will be there. So you don't need to pay any of those. And if your payment is due on last month, so please do the settlement, right? Okay, so we received some marks. Udamya, very well done. Vinayaka, well done. Right? So, yeah. Right. So let's go to the next question, which is the 6th one. Okay. So it is asking, assume that the principal of your school requests you to develop a computer-based system for generating report cards to replace the current manual system. As the accuracy of the report card is very important factor, your IT feature advisor will determine the suitable deployment approach. Now, okay, Sastrika, very well done. So the first one says, state one method that can be used to gather the requirements of the system. Yes, like there are many. You can do the observation, you can do prototyping, you can do search for the similar areas, so let's search for the environment, right? So those are the ones. Documentation can be done, quizzes can be done, right? Those kind of things can be done. So part B, you have decided to use the waterfall model to develop the new system. Yes. Okay, hold on. Yeah, one limitation will be once the requirement are being initialized, there will be no change of that. One phase is done, then it goes to the other phase. They are asking about the disadvantage, right? Yeah. They are asking right down an alternative deployment method approach to the waterfall. So alternative. Yeah, so like in your syllabus, the alternative one that you can see is like the iterative incremental one. So we write that. There are different kinds of development model, like spiral. There are many, right? So for your knowledge, you can go with that. Part C, what would be the most appropriate deployment method for this system now? They are making this to provide, yeah, let's say, have they said specifically? Yeah, so it's a general say. The most appropriate one is going to be a pilot or a parallel one. right? Because it's about the report card generating system. So better we go with the what you call the in normal method, like when you are applying the approach, then after a certain time you can decide whether to keep the old one or to work with the new one. All right. So part C. What would be the most appropriate deployment method? Oh, yes, we discussed about it. State one reason for the recommendation you made. Yeah, if we are recommending the what's it called the parallel deployment. So then one reason is like if anything goes wrong with the new system, still we got all the records as a backup. Right. So those kind of answers. Let's see how the answers are. Pace deployment. Let's see. Let's go with the marking scheme and see. So for the first one, it should be observation, document reviewing, interviewing, questionnaires, surveys, prototypes, reports. What is second one? Yeah. So the part B, they have given the answer very clearly. And in the second one, they have given the models, iterative incremental model, spiral model, and the prototyping model. Right, that gives you 2 marks again. Okay, then the part C is asking parallel or pilot. That's what they have said. Right, so what are the deployment method? Either the parallel or the pilot. Yeah, then when you ask to justify your answer, you have to tell like what that you have been using and into what that you are going to change. Right, and yeah, for the part B, they have said one of the safer approach or less risky approach. You can go with that as well. Yes, third one. The third one, the answer is save time, save traveling to cost, likewise. Yeah, how come this is over? Yes, we have done the reasoning. Okay, there is a second one. Right, so write down one advantage of using the video conferencing technology for the company. So you don't need to gather geographically, time frame will be freed. So you can contact the people at any time. Right. Then write down one problem the company may face when using the video conferencing technology. So if the internet connection is not stable, communication will not be happen properly. And yeah, in part D, what are they asking? Take the paper aspects. Yes. And the last one, no, this is a part C. Yeah, for part C, it's a video conferencing tool is going to be the most recommended one. So no travel costing, no language barriers, right? Even the yeah, it manages. Let's see how the marking scheme shows across. Yeah, as you can see, these things can be taken. It saves the time which we are spending when we are like visiting the like what the relevant place, right? And the internet connection is a must, and initial cost, it's very high, and yeah, those kind of things, right? So 1 mark is given. And the next one is the one which they are, let's see whether it's going to be. So the last one says, in addition to the video conferencing and your recommendation in above, state 2 other methods the company can use to communicate with its employees using modern technology. Yes, here it is. Can be can be emails, can be IR chats or instant chats, right? So those can be taken. 1.5 marks. Right. In part D, for the part D, they have given these things: social media, forums, online chatting, teleconferencing, instant message service. Right. So see how much you got out of 10 for this. Then we can move to the classical question. Okay, that's a good mark. Okay, Udame, that's a good mark. Let's see about this. Okay, in the 7th it says, yeah, I'll take the English one. The pseudocode given below reads 2 numbers and display the larger number. Okay, simple one. Draw a flowchart to represent the above pseudocode. Now, yes. So if they ask us to draw a flowchart by looking into the pseudocode, first we have to understand which kind of a structure that is there. So this is a selection which goes from A and B. Right, so you start. Right, then you can say get A and B. Then the condition comes, checks whether A is larger than B. So here, better we ask the specific thing, right? So then, right? So then you can say display A. Right? So, yeah, hold on. I mix up with the right? So you may have the yes part and a no part. In yes part, you can say using a parallelogram, same display A. In no part, you can say display B. Right, and this comes to an end and write our son. For the end. Right, so this is how the flow chart is going to be. And the second part says, suppose a school has conducted an examination of particular subject for 100 students and recorded the marks scored. The given flow chart with blank space indicated by label A to D is designed to read these marks and displays the highest. Identify and write down the appropriate statements for label A, B, C, and D. Right, so let's see this. Yeah, so the purpose was, as they were discussing, if there are 100 of students in this particular exam, Here they are going to display the highest one. So let's see. Right, so in there, start, the X will be inputted. Right, so let's assume X as something, say 10. X is given as the max. So X, and the max is also given to the X. And count indicate 1. So yeah. So what they are trying to do over here is like check whether the number of students are exceeding 100. Right, so they start with the condition, and unfortunately I won't be able to really see what's in the between. How many equals complex should be there. So that condition, first check whether it is reached the 100 students. So this is going to be count less than 100. It's at, let's say, here it's 100, not 1,000. Right, and then yeah, an output that they will stick with. Have they suggest us the wordings over? No. Yeah, count equal count plus 1 can be there. And the basis of it. Yes. Let's keep that and go. If X is larger than max in here, we are going to say assign X to max. The other way around, that should be. Right, so max will be assigned with the X by the X. And the D will be displayed. Right, so let's see how the marking scheme is going to be there. Otherwise, time goes up. Yeah. So the A is going to be the condition, count less than or equal 100. B is the input statement. So the numbers are taken one at a time, and the X is assigned to the max. Because if the X is bigger than the max, then X needs to be assigned as the max, and then the output max. Right. So that gives you 3 marks. See how much you got out of 10 for this. All right, well done. Vinelka, Udamya, very well done. How about others? Okay, Chanvi, that's a good mark. All right. So people, since the time is up, I'm going to end the session from here. So by next week is going to be our last day of the class. So by like after 20th, we are not permitted to handle the classes. So next week I'm going to discuss I'm having a plan to discuss the 2000, this is 16, right? 15th MCQ paper. And if you got any special questions regarding the subject matters, just prepare them and come so you can ask, right? Okay, people. So I'll end the session for today. Thank you very much. Have a nice weekend. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.